All right, I'll unmute my mic.
I don't know how to do that.
No, I'll take care of everything. So you're muted at the moment. All right, so who's here? Let's see who's here so far. Diablo is here. Nice. All right. So today we're going to get back to our usual regular scheduled programming type routine in the sense of we're not going to do any video game type stuff. We're going to actually have a conversation with a guest today. So just hang tight. It'll be a couple minutes before we get started here. And Diablo, I hope you're having a great day at work, buddy, by the way. I know actually I haven't been able to check out your streaming quite a bit, but thanks for hanging out, dude. Hope everyone had a great weekend. I know I worked my tail off. I ended up working on my driveway all weekend. Hey, Seaweed, what's going on, buddy? Thanks for tuning in. Dingleberry McGee.
Everything's great. Everything is awesome.
Everything is awesome. Thanks for rejoining the gym. 9 months, Dingle McGee. 9 stinking months. We just had a Twitch baby. I don't know if you understand that or not, but it's official. We just had a Twitch baby. Hope everyone's doing great. Seaweed, how you been, man? I know how Dingle is because, I mean, he's a nerd, so, I mean, we know exactly how Dingle's doing. Speaking of nerd, where'd my nerd emo go? There it is. Bam! Get wrecked. Just hanging out. Yeah. Weather's been, has it been like super hot down there for you too, or has it just been because it's been like I don't want to talk, but it makes me want to vomit. It's been so hot down here. Oh, you like it hot? Yeah. I don't mind hot, but like but like too hot is just like, oh my gosh. It's like kill you type hot. Brenny, 7 months. Everything is awesome. I got to say a big, huge shout out to Mr. OG Pickle for lending his voice to this amazing Twitch alert. He is quite a stellar dude for allowing me to do that. I feel like I've somewhat abused his magical voice. It's okay as long as AC. So, okay, hang on a second, Seaweed. No. This isn't the game we're playing. See, so if you can't tell me you like hot weather and then tell me it's okay as long as the AC works, because basically what you said is I'm okay as long as it's only 75 degrees outside. So it's not about, you see, you can't say you like hot weather. You just lied. You're fibbed. Go stand in the corner, young man. So you can cool down. Oh. So so as long as, like the joke at my house right now, because we don't have a pool, is, you know, like I said, I've been working on my driveway for the past week, digging it out because I'm expanding, adding another 30 feet onto my driveway. And so I'm digging out, getting ready for concrete. And when I'm done, I'm like soaking in sweat. And my wife's like, oh, why don't you just go jump in the pool? The joke is we don't have a pool. So that's her way of gently hinting at the fact that she wants a pool. Yeah. Do you prefer 10 degrees or 90 degrees? I would definitely prefer 90. Yeah, you know what? Well, it's called a hose there, Seaweed. But But Brandon, you do any streams today, man? Hopefully I can catch one later on. Dingle, did I see you stream yesterday? You can never get warm. Yeah, my issue is my feet, Seaweed. My feet get stinking freezing and I'm stuck. Once my feet are cold, I'm done. You're burnt out from the grind. How many times did you go back and forth on your little speedy BMX bike to that gym or whatever it was that you went to? Your fingers freeze? Yeah. I just watched you go back and forth like 90 times, Brenny, trying to get more eggs. 350. I left at 49, I think you were at. 350. Oh, why'd you get timed out? Because you're a nerd, that's why. Too much caps. But, all right, well, you're all here for a reason, so let's get to her. Today I've got in the studio a friend of mine. He's here helping me out at Rise Above, and I figured I'd bring him in and we'd do a stream. He's pretty geeked out about the whole thing, not going to lie. I'll let him explain it, but Oh, and new transition. Hello, check that out. This is Rob. Everybody say hi to Rob. And also let me know what you thought of the new Stinger, the transition between the screens, because that's important too. You can say hi, Rob. Your mic is on.
Hello.
Hello. Oh, Anna Forrest. Hey, welcome to the stream. Glad you could make it. Yeah, so the new the new Stinger that you saw there. I'll do it again just so y'all can see it. Yeah, that's my dude right there. You can thank Linz for that one. The old Linzaroni produced that for the old Risk Immerse stream. So thank you, Linz, for putting that together. Really appreciate it. And Rob, welcome to the stream, buddy. Thanks for.
I'm glad to be here.
Yeah. Yeah. Wowie wow. Indeed, there, Mr. Kalbrenning. It's good to have you here. You've been a part of Rise Above for a good solid week now.
Good solid weekend in I don't know, yeah. Weekend one day.
Jamode. You're awesome, Jamode. Thank you very much. Thank you for tuning in. And Jamode, you're 12 months in. Jamode, I was actually just thinking about you on the weekend. I was gonna DM you and say, hey, where the heck are you? I haven't seen you in crying out loud a year and a half, it felt like. Yeah, it's been a while, friends, indeed. Thanks for you tuned in for a good one. We got Rob here. Rob, you came to us. You're volunteering here at Rise Above, helping us with. Well, we're gonna do a couple things actually.
Everything.
Everything. So we ruined our best clothes last week.
We worked with that cement, and I absolutely totaled.
So to bring everyone in on the loop here, so Rob came in last week, and I said, Rob, just don't dress up too fancy, don't be don't look too pretty. Don't look too pretty, as I think was the exact words. I mean, you can't help it. I mean, you can't help it look
fabulous.
Yeah, you can't help it look fabulous. I think it's a criteria. It's like have a university degree and look fabulous. I think is what it said on the resume.
It can't just be one.
Yeah, it's got to be both. So what I said to Rob was that don't wear fancy clothes, but Rob wanted to dress to impress, wore fancy clothes, and dressed to impress. Well, I had him. We were mixing concrete.
Yeah.
And completely ruined everything. So we're still working on the space. Still working on the space downstairs. For that grant that we got before COVID hit. There's some things that we can do in house that we've been working on, and we tore some walls out and had to do some repair work, concrete repair work, and so Rob and I were bucketing cement into the building.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. After doing all that cement, I had to later that day. Me and my dad.
Give us a flex here, Rob. That's what happened.
Man, you can't see it. But
can't. Shirts in the way. Yeah,
there.
That's
right. Me and my dad went to the store and got a ton of these cases of water. And I remember bringing them in, and I was like, this is so light. Because, I had picked up 80 pounds of cement going up and down the stairs 3 times.
Yeah, we made sure we didn't get the 50-pound bags or the 40-pound bags of cement. We got the 80-pound bags.
We got the biggest one because...
Absolutely. Because, because America.
Because America. Yeah.
Now I see why. Dingo's like, yeah, now I see why he's here. The Risk's got a thing for muscles. Yeah, Rob's he's in shape,
I used to, when I was a kid, because I used to be a lot bigger than I am now. I feel good that I'm I'm in a lot better shape than I was when I was younger.
Yeah, me too.
And I used to, because I was so big, I had to find a way to look, there had to be definition somewhere on my body. So when I take a picture, I always tense up my neck. And now my neck is just I could break
no problem,
2x4 with my neck.
I can snap your neck with my neck.
Yeah.
So Rob, let's do some demographics here. Let's. How old are you?
I am 20.
20 years old. So you're an old man, basically.
Yep.
The new car smell is long gone. Is what we're saying. Yeah, it's pretty. It's more the musty back seat smell now. Sorry.
You don't
Uncle
need to
Jim.
Apologize.
What's up, Jimmy? Rob is a boomer. Totally, Rob's a boomer now. Yeah, that's what happens.
Boomer.
Yeah. When Brenny calls you a boomer, it's official.
Oh man.
So 20 years old, you're clearly a young man from this area. Since you're in my building, you didn't just you
Yeah.
you didn't fly in this morning from England or something like some of these nerds did.
No.
But you're from the area originally. Where are you from?
Am I allowed to?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm
What town you from originally?
Chelsea.
Chelsea area.
Yeah,
Nice. Yeah. So Chelsea is an area in Michigan that's kind of close to where I'm at in Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
And it's smaller-ish. It's
a
not
small
quite.
town,
Yeah, it's a small town.
Yeah. Like a lot of people there, upper middle class.
Yeah.
But
It's a nice town.
Yeah,
I'm not, it's not an ugly place to live by any stretch of the imagination. There isn't a nuclear plant in the middle of it or something like that. Or
I wish that was cool.
it's one of those things.
It was like fairy tale land, honestly. Like, it's weird to put it that way. I always put it that way, though, every time I talked about that place
Yeah.
with my friends. Because it's like nothing bad ever. Like, you could keep your keys in your car on your seat with your windows down for like a week and a half, and
nobody would touch it.
Nobody would ever touch
You can
it.
go put your headphones on too,
So,
by the way.
like-
I just realized, wait a second, we can't really hear alerts and stuff that well. Let's turn that down so we don't get reverb.
Oh, that's awesome. It's like live.
Yeah, you can actually hear it. It's
Yeah,
makes
yeah.
sense. Yeah. Wow, we have headphones. Welcome back, Shimode. And Uncle Jim, thanks for the lurk, buddy. Appreciate you coming and tuning in even while you're working. Because, why not watch while you work? So you don't live there anymore.
No.
No, so you're where are you at now?
I live here in Jackson.
So you're
now.
kind of in Jackson now.
Yeah.
Just
yeah.
kind of north of the city a little bit, though. Towards northwest.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's north. Yeah. North. That's south. That's north.
This is XYZ over.
Yeah. So what are your chords? No. This isn't Minecraft. So you're 20 years old. High school is done,
Yes.
right? And so now we're trying to figure out life a little bit,
Yeah.
and life is helping you a little bit figure that out, and that's what we're going to talk a little bit about today. BR back. No problem, Shimon. Come and go as you need. And I mean, the reality is we all trip and fall sometimes.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you a little my story, because one thing is you and I really haven't, I mean, we've talked a little bit, but we haven't talked a lot about kind of who I am and my life story and all that kind of stuff. And I think what we'll do is we'll kind of share a little bit back and forth. We'll allow the audience to participate in that conversation, ask us questions and whatnot. And guys, I do encourage you to ask thoughtful questions today. We're going to tell, not, and as the term I use a lot is, we're not going to tell war stories. We're going to tell success stories. No problem, Ann. I appreciate you being here as well. We're going to tell a little bit of our story to help people understand how things can happen. But just because something bad happens, it doesn't mean that it's meant to be,
Yeah.
or that bad thing can't have good consequences, right? So a little bit about myself. Again, I mean, I grew up I'm from Canada originally, and don't you dare throw an A in there anywhere. Nobody. Because that joke is old. But, I'm from Canada originally, and I hate to break it to you, but Canada is the exact same as the USA. There really is no difference. And by the way, you nerd, you spelled it wrong. Come on, Brenny. If you're going to do it, at least do it right. A-E-H. I'm not going to do anything about it because you didn't even spell it right. Golly, Batman. So you can get in the same trouble there that you can here. Believe it or not, it's kind of a weird thing. They have cars, they have refrigerators, they have things to break into,
Yeah.
The reality is I was, a normal teenager like everybody else, and I got in trouble. The difference is, and the blessing for me is, I grew up in a time a couple years before you, just a couple though.
Yeah.
I'm really only a couple years older than you. I think I'm just turned 25 this year. That when I got in trouble, it was, I think, easier for me to recover. I think today, when high school kids get in a couple of decades, Brenny, dude. But you know what? All that being said, Bren, yeah, I'm still ripped.
Oh man.
When I got in trouble, I went to court, went through the probation thing, and I think people were just kind of more like, nah, that's just the kid being a kid, Whereas today, I think people are a little more aggressive with it. I mean, so let's tell a little bit about what happened. I don't want to go into the nitty gritty.
Yeah.
But there was an accusation made.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
Fair.
Mhm.
Do you agree with the accusation? Was it correct?
I'm still kind of 50-50 about it to
Okay.
this day.
So someone accused you of what?
They accused me of stealing.
Stealing.
Yeah.
Okay. How much? What was the dollar value?
Like $800.
So it wasn't millions of dollars. You didn't
No.
steal someone's child.
No.
You didn't steal someone's aeroplane.
No.
It was under $1,000 worth of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that item was in a spot where you didn't think it was stealing.
Yeah.
Correct? And that's why I asked the question. So I want you guys to understand that when we make decisions or we make assumptions about something that happened, there are real consequences when we make assumptions sometimes,
Mhm.
right? So I want to make sure that we understand. Like when I stole, when I was a kid and I got caught, mine was over $5,000. Mine was a lot. And I legitimately stole. I knew what I was doing.
Yeah.
I broke into a building and I stole stuff,
That's how it works.
But that's not what you did.
Yeah.
So do you want to tell a little bit about, don't give me store name or anything like that. Just give me the
Yeah.
broad brushstroke details of.
They threw away like e-cigarettes in the trash.
Yeah. So you worked for a store and
Yeah.
the store threw these e-cigarettes out.
Yeah, because they expired, and me being like this mechanical, not a genius. I wouldn't say genius, but no, okay, I'm a genius.
We'll let it fly.
Yeah, okay. I knew how to take them apart and use the batteries for other little things. Me and my friend, we would use those batteries, and I mean, like, you can recharge them. You can do all these, like, I don't know. We were scavengers, and even with my father, like, we would always dumpster dive and do all these little things, and so, like, to me it felt like something like normal.
Yeah, I get it.
But and I was never actually informed that taking something out of the trash would have counted for stealing. So I when I found out, felt like a rock like was in my heart.
Yeah, and so when did you find out? Where were you when you found out that you had done something wrong?
I was in college. I was.
So you had finished. You're done high school at this point.
Yeah.
You were fully enrolled at college.
Yeah.
And what were you studying at college?
I was advanced welding and fabrication. Loved it.
Nice. You'll notice I also changed your name on stream as well.
I don't
Look
know
at
what it says, 'cause
look above
it's-
your picture.
Oh, the screen actually, it says your browser encountered an error while.
Hang on, I gotta fix this, guys. Come on now. You gotta be able to watch this. Oh, that's horrible.
Oh man.
It'll go. Give it a sec.
Chex Mix.
Welcome back, Nappy. 16 bloomin' months. Welcome to the gym. You heard about the Pennsylvania
Evil
judge getting
genius.
28-year sentence. Evil genius.
I love it.
Getting 20 years sentence for taking bribes and sending kids to jail. What? No, but I'll see. If I don't bring it up again, I want to come back to that. So welcome back, Nappy. 16 months, guy. Really appreciate you. Rob with the sass. Yeah, Rob has lots of sass. You don't worry about that. So you're in college, you're in class.
Oh man. When I got the call, it
So
was
they
the
called
scariest
you
thing,
in
like,
college.
ever. Yeah.
The dude is in class. Talk about no couth. Like, anyway, sorry, you're in class. You get a call.
Well, we were okay. So like right outside the welding lab, there was kind of like this little itty bitty like lounging area.
Yeah, I know exactly where it is.
And I'm sitting there talking to my friends, and then I get a call, like in the middle of this crazy, like weird conversation we were having. I can't remember what it was, but I know I remember it being really weird and just not important. And so I take the call, and I'm walking down the hallway, and then like the guy on the phone is just like, you stole. And I'm like, excuse me? Like,
Yeah.
I remember when the calls, like, when I got off the phone, I had to take a step outside.
What's
'cause
the
I-
time frame between when you remove the stuff from the store and when the call happened? A week, 2 weeks, 2 days?
Like, about 2 weeks, to be
Okay,
honest.
so it was a
yeah.
couple weeks.
Yeah.
So it took you a second to go, what are we even talking about?
Yeah,
right now?
yeah. That's why it, like, really struck me as, like, odd. But I had to take a step outside and, like, take a real breather because I was like, man, like, I mean, obviously it wasn't the end of the world for me, but, like, it certainly felt like it.
Yeah. And I mean, to put that into context, when my incident happened and I was caught, I stole on Sunday. Monday evening, the police were in my living room, right?
Wow.
So I barely had time to breathe and think, oh, I got away with it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Again, the reality was those 24 hours, I was in the mindset of, I'm going to get caught, I'm going to get caught, I'm going to get caught. So it wasn't a surprise when I got a phone call.
Yeah.
It wasn't a surprise when I got Mrs. Fernandez, can I see your son for a second? You know, I'd like to ask him some questions. For you, it's different because you're going about your daily life thinking, okay, I'm just going to go to college and do my regular thing.
Yeah.
And, you know, I didn't think anything of it because I didn't do anything wrong in my mind.
Yeah.
You know? So you get the call, then what?
So immediately following that call, I called my mom, and I don't want to dog my mom
Yeah.
in any way, you know, but she's not that cool. So when I called her, she was like, "Great, like you ruined your life, basically," and it sucks. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know why, but like, if your dad is mad at you, you're just like, oh man. But like when your mom is mad at you, it's just a whole nother level of like.
Yeah, I would agree. So, because again, dad is like the disciplinary kind of like the
Yeah.
stern, rough and tumble type figure usually in the family, and then mom is the one you always want to impress and have love you and be cuddly and all that kind of stuff. And when mom is not that person, or when you disappoint, actually just in my meeting this morning, we just talked about this idea of, you know, there are people that when you disappoint them, you're like, oh, I screwed up, not a big deal, I'll get over it. Then there's people that when you disappoint them, like you're literally really hurt that you disappointed that
yeah.
person. So, what was your relationship like with your mom to that point?
It's so like we
Without
never
going into
had
huge detail. Yeah.
We never really had a solid, like really good relationship. It was like I'd never. Like honest to God, my mom has never given me a hug. My mom has never said "I love you" to
Directly,
me,
yeah.
directly. Hug, in terms of like she's never like straight up given me the hug. I'd have to be the one to give her the hug. She's never
Yeah.
like done it in her own
Yeah,
time.
initiated.
Yeah. My mom is very inaffectionate. Unaffectionate.
Inaffectionate, yeah.
Um,
Unaffectionate, yeah. Yeah, we'll make words up today. Today is the stream about making words up. So we didn't get hugs from our moms. We agree.
Yeah. And so, like, I had already felt that I had a bad track record with my mom, despite my constant, like, fighting for her love and
So
attention.
let me ask you that then, because that's a great point. So in spite of, and I'm in the same boat, in spite of never getting overt affection from your mom, did that stop you from seeking that affection from your mom? Because it doesn't sound like it did. I mean, it sounded like you still wanted approval from your mom. It sounded like you still wanted to impress your mom and to love her.
I think so. Up until recently, I'd been like all the way till I was 20. Like I've been trying.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
like now, just recently, like I said, I kind of gave up a bit. And I don't recommend this mentality on things, but like I love my mom, but that certainly doesn't mean I have to like her.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with recommending that because there's, and I'll come to that point in a second. Nappy, thank you, buddy. I don't know if you heard me already, but thank you for resubbing 16 months, guy. You are truly not only just the first, but the greatest. I really appreciate you stepping up and stepping in as much as you do, man. There's just there's not many like you, buddy. Really appreciate it, and I'm glad to count myself as a friend. With regards to loving your mom, but understanding that there's a time and a place
Yeah.
to be a part of that relationship, it is. That conversation is part of my story too, and
Yeah.
I've recommended that to others in the past to say, look, I love your mother to death too, right? But the reality is she's not healthy right now,
Yeah.
and you need to step away, right? You need to get yourself right before you can help mom in any sort of way. So, because if you're broken, how's broken going to help broken? You can't,
Yeah.
right? So, and I've used the analogy of fixing a car before, but I won't go down that road today. But the reality is, it's imperative that if you're sick, you get yourself better first. Take the situation we're in with COVID right now. If I have COVID, what good is it me to go to somebody else who doesn't have COVID and go, hey, I'm here to make sure you don't get COVID? What? No, you don't. You create space and distance,
Yeah.
healthy space and distance. Doesn't mean I'm completely disaffectionate or not involved in your life anymore. It just means there's some healthy space and distance to ensure that whatever I'm suffering with doesn't affect you. But that when I am better, when I am no longer expressing symptoms, I can then come back into safely to ensure that, that's I think a good analogy. So what you're suggesting is actually really wise. So what are you saying, Brenny? You've been there yourself? Yeah. So Brenny's agreeing with you, saying there's nothing wrong with what you're saying at all. Looks like Dingle is too. But I think the reality is that that you had to wait till you're 20 to have that realization.
Yeah, it took me a long while to fully grasp that situation.
Sure.
And you always want to tell yourself otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
Like it can change. It can change. It can change. It sounds like a bad it's
Yeah.
like every bad relationship.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can
yeah.
fix it. I can fix
Yeah.
it. You can't.
Yeah, that's my marriage as a pastor. That's my marriage advice to people is don't go into a marriage thinking, oh, I'll marry him or her, and I'll fix that thing. That's bad advice.
Better
Yeah.
off.
You're
Yeah.
if it's not fixed before you get there, trust me, it's going to get worse once you get married, because then people get really comfortable once you get married. So.
Yeah.
I thought you were no. It might be Veronica. She very well may have walked into our marriage thinking that she was going to do that, but I don't think that was necessarily the case. Yeah, yeah. You might want to take it for a test drive. Just be careful. Take that little jalopy out for a little cruise before the Fiat, craps out on the side of the road.
Fiero.
Yeah, the Fiero. There's an inside joke there. We've inherited a Fiero on this side that side of the table. So
84. Just
yeah,
in
well,
case you guys are wondering.
we'll come back around to the Fiero in a second. So let's go back to the mom conversation. So you're with your mom. This thing happens. She's like, "Oh, you ruined your life." I mean, what goes through your mind as after that phone call, and then you realize, well, it appears though my mom's not necessarily going to be a tremendous support here.
Well, to be honest, my mom was never ever really a tremendous support at all,
Mm-hmm.
even remotely. But I remember, like, after I got off the phone, like, when you disappoint your mom, you get that feeling. But
Yeah.
then, like, it sucked, like, so bad that, like, I couldn't bring myself to cry about it because, like, I did it to myself.
Mm.
It sucked.
Unwittingly.
Yeah.
It wasn't like you set out to do
Yeah,
it, like
yeah.
I did. Like mine was malicious. Yours, I don't believe, was malicious.
This all kind of sounds a little nonsensical on my side, but but then, like, going back to my mom, like, about it, like, she just treated it like it was nothing, like, because she didn't care.
Yeah.
At that point.
She wasn't invested, so there's
Yeah.
no loss.
Yeah.
Yep.
My mom has kind of always been out to get like everybody in her life for some reason.
Sure.
She didn't have a really good childhood. with she didn't have, her family didn't treat her well, and so going into a family of her own, she doesn't have the knowledge necessary
Yeah.
to like
The wisdom.
the
She
wisdom.
lacks the wisdom
I'm
to
saying
carry
knowledge.
forward. No, so knowledge is something you have up here.
Yeah.
Wisdom is the expression of that thing that you have up here, right? So, but there's reality to that. So understand, somebody very wise to me once said, it was about 11 years ago, before I moved from Canada to the U.S., and I said, I'm going to go get my degree in theology, and I'm going to be this, great theologian. She goes, just do me a favor. Don't just go learn it. Go learn how to use it, right? Knowledge is great, but wisdom is what you strive for.
Yeah.
So your mom did not have the wisdom to kind of guide you in those moments.
Not at all. Yeah. She.
So let me ask you, did you have the wisdom to guide you in that moment?
I want to say yeah. I think analytically speaking, I'm really good at understanding situations, understanding people, like empathically speaking. Like I'm good at understanding people. My mom was never really affectionate towards me, like I said.
Yep.
So learning to read those kind of like energies, I guess, like vibes.
Yep.
I understood that well. I couldn't read a book really well, but I could definitely like read somebody's expression and understand exactly how they felt in every way, shape, and form.
Yeah, and I think that is similar to me in a lot of ways as well. I mean, growing up, I wasn't huge into education. I wasn't a huge reader, to use talking about the whole reading thing. I was not someone who strove to be academically astute, but I definitely was somebody who understood people, and always have been that way. What's that, Anna? She was never really taught how to really love, sadly. Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Shimon. Yeah, I mean, for my mom and dad, my parents had kids super early. My mom was 16 and my dad was 17 when my brother was born.
It's very early.
Yeah, oh my God, indeed, Nappy. That's what we all said when Jamode walked in here. So when they had kids, they were still way too young to even begin to understand how to pass on wisdom, because they hadn't experienced enough. They were just kids.
Yeah.
Like, do you know how old your mom was when she had you and your siblings? Was she young? Was she older? Was she
I think she was 21.
21? So
it's-
young, but not too young.
Yeah.
Yeah, because my wife and I were 21 when we had our first kid as well.
Yeah.
So, but I can speak from experience on this one. We're still pretty young.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were definitely not adults. Because picture yourself with a baby right now. That you're fully responsible. 20 years old.
I could do it.
I can do it. I can do anything.
It's a lot harder. It's a lot harder than people think.
Yeah, it's. Oh, you were 20, Brent? What? What are you saying there? Same here with my sister. Oh, I got you. Yeah. I see what you're saying. I just had to go back and read your sister comment. Yeah, I mean, there's something that doesn't mean necessarily that a 16, 17-year-old can't be successful with kids, but generally, it takes a lot of support from family. It takes a lot of community stepping in and saying, "Hey, we're here to support you," and that typically additional supports are needed.
Yeah.
Hang on, Diablo. Thank you for the 12 months, buddy. One freaking year. Yeah. What have I done? You've wasted a lot of money. Is what you've done. Exactly $60 to be exact is what you've wasted. Just to put that in dollars and cents. But knowing we get half of that, you've only wasted 30, because the other 30 of it went to Twitch, right? Because they steal. I mean, they take half. But the other $30 you've donated to a fantastic organization. So that's what you've done. You've donated $30 to Rise Above, brother. And again, I just want to remind you guys that when you do donate a subscription yourselves, dang thieves, when you donate, when you subscribe yourself, when you donate to somebody else, or Twitch bits, or whatever the case is, remember again, you are not helping me. You're helping the students here at Rise Above and giving Rob something to do.
Yeah, honestly.
So we get to a point where, our both in our situations, our mothers are not the most affectionate people on the planet.
Yeah.
And we get into trouble. And for my mom, her response was straight discipline, and then it was, yeah, I'm going to discipline you, but I'm then going to ignore you completely. I love my my sound bites.
So
Jimode,
awesome.
thank you for the 165 bits, kiddo. Appreciate you a lot. That's 165 bits towards my kids.
I don't even know what that is.
Bits are cryptocurrency that Twitch uses.
Oh man.
So it's like, I don't know, Bitcoin type of thing, but for
Yeah.
Twitch. So it's a direct donation to the stream. But so for my mom, it was, oh, I'm so mad at you. How did you do these things? And for me, now looking back, it was my mom putting on the face that she thought the cops needed her to.
Yeah.
Because we were very poor.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom was very much a system manipulator. She knew how to run the unemployment thing. She knew how to pass bad checks and do all the things to get by in life,
Yep.
And it was one of those things. Oh, look at you, Brenny! Gift and a sub. Thank you. Welcome, Evil Genius, to the channel, buddy. Don't forget, Thursday is leg day, and I am merciless on leg day, and you won't walk on Friday because
No. Wheelchair necessary.
Wheelchair necessary. The reality was my mom was putting on a face to the cop to say, oh, I'm a good mom. This is what I'm doing. I'm going to discipline my kid. Don't worry, I'll take care of it. Blah, blah, blah. That was the face I got. But then as soon as the cop left, within 24 hours, it was forgotten about. It moved on. It was only when we got to the inconvenience of court and, even when the court was done, in which we didn't attend, we didn't go.
That's bad.
So thankfully my lawyer went, and my lawyer spoke. I don't know what he made up, some excuse about why I wasn't there. And it ended up I got, I forget, 48 hours of community service work or something I had to do. It wasn't bad, but it was still, I was young. I was 12 years old, And then, so I get these 40 some odd hours of community service work, and my mom's not invested. So I, on my own, at a young age, have to find a place to do community service on my own.
Wow.
Right?
Wow. That's terrifying, like, seriously.
So I spend my summer, I spent 2 weeks doing it, 20 some odd hours a week, painting the public pool fence in the middle of summer while literally scorching hot, and literally the whole town is swimming in front of my face watching me paint the fence.
Oh, man.
Wondering, I wonder why Neil's painting the fence and not swimming,
Can't enjoy the fun like all the rest of the kids.
Yeah, well, it's not even that. Then not only that, but you got kids coming to the fence going, hey, what are you doing? How come you're not doing? Oh, you're a loser. And they're all making fun of you because word gets out quick. Hey, Neil got caught breaking in, and this is his community service, and he's, So then you're just made to look like an absolute goofus. Morgue mean? Sorry. What are you doing here? Aren't you supposed to be working? You're supposed to be. You better be on break, young lady. Seaweed. Mike, what is up with you guys today? Thank you very much for the subscription, buddy. Welcome to the gym, Seaweed. I will absolutely rip you into shape like nobody's business. Oh, we got a hype train going too. Level 1. You guys are amazing. Got all the things going today. Morg, thank you for joining the stream. I thought you were going to have to watch the VOD today, but you made it in, kiddo. Appreciate you. So, do you think your mom was kind of in that same boat, like where she was kind of like putting a brave face on type of thing, or was it something else?
My mom was kind of opposite, actually. She had the same magical powers, but she used hers differently.
Same magical powers.
Yeah. I mean, I tripped up the stairs the other day. I don't even know the extent of my reality bending powers, but I'm up there, I think.
Yeah, she's in the bathroom probably. That's awesome. I don't know who that is.
That's so cool.
But who just made an account? No, hang on a second. Streamlabs. Risk has chicken legs. Has donated $25. Who created an account that has Brenny? That has to be either no. Who would have done that? I'm thinking it's Brenny, but it's. Oh, I gotta figure that out.
Jamode can't hear the sound effects.
Oh, you can't hear sound effects? That's weird.
Let's just hit every single one.
I'm turning all the
Same
things up.
time.
No, I'll just turn all the things up. Let me see. Can I replay? I want to replay. Can you hear that, Jamode? The luckiest. Nope. Why? Hang on a second. Let's figure this out. Why not?
That's 3 people already.
Yeah. Hold on. We got to figure that out because it's awesome. I'm going to keep playing it till we hear it. Hang on. We're getting there. One more time. And this is it. This is going to be the winner.
Oh my God, we're the luckiest. I am.
Yeah, we got it.
Hey, now we talking.
There we go. Nice. Was it
Oh my
too
God,
loud
we're
or
the
what?
Luckiest.
What is
Probably
going
too
on?
quiet.
I am.
Who is this person with all these accounts? Wrist skip leg day.
The luckiest.
Oh my God. Big ding 6942. Who is the?
Oh my God, we're the luckiest.
Okay, hang on a second.
I am.
What is going on? Whoever this
Stream
is,
just
what?
getting pounded.
So Risk has chick. I know Diablo. Diablo, thank you very much for the $10, my guy. You are amazing. For donos, you can type whatever as the name. Oh my gosh. So who is that? You then, Diablo, doing all those then, buddy? That's awesome. Thank you
Type
very much,
whatever his
man.
name.
No, it's not. Diablo, but it says you did one. You did the one. Okay. Well, thank you. Well, whoever's doing the others, thank you for the ruining of my morale. But thank you for the donations for the school. Appreciate it. I'm gonna go cry.
I'll cry with you.
Yeah,
just to make
appreciate
it,
that,
like,
guys.
not weird.
Thank you for doing the whole donation thing for the kids. It is summer school right now. Your PayPal receipts will have the okay. Got you. I will find you out and I will hunt you down and I will give you the thank you like you've never been thanked you before. The reality is, again, all those donos go right to the kids, guys. So thank you very much for whoever the big dingus is that's doing it. You all are amazing. Diablo, you as well. Somebody is definitely having fun at my expense. So back to the conversation because it's an important one.
My mom used her magical powers, like you said, a little differently. She did the manipulation thing. She did the Jedi mind trick to like everybody. But
so when you say everyone, you talk about family or you talk about the system?
to the system, to family, to
So literally
friends,
everybody.
Everybody.
Okay, gotcha.
Everybody. Like she like she could do like the credit cards thing, like mess up people's credit. Like
So do we want to talk about what your mom did with your phone and your friends?
we can.
So
I'm
just
open
to put
Oh my
that into
God, we're
perspective
the
for people,
luckiest.
you guys, I tell you right now.
I am
lucky.
the lucky.
I got a choo-choo hype train. So my mom was
We're the luckiest.
People just went like, oh man.
whoever this is.
I am.
You better be in a safe space because I'm coming.
am
I'm
the
coming for you.
luckiest.
Risk boomerang.
Hashtag bring the gravy train.
That's hilarious, man. These names. So my mom, she just ignored me. Yours went a step further in the sense that explain the incident where your mom texted your friends.
So I got kicked out of the house, and actually, this is really funny. So to explain why I got kicked out of the house.
Yeah.
But
Again, without huge detail, broad brushstroke.
no, it's super easy. My mom thought I ate a 10-pack of Baby Bell cheese, and she kicked me out for 2 months.
Really?
Yeah.
So
but
because she
Oh my
thought you
God,
ate
we're
cheese.
the luckiest. I am.
Okay, don't make. I will take my
am
shirt off
the
right now.
Oh,
luckiest.
don't encourage them.
150 is a
encourage me,
warm up.
man.
People, please, people.
please, please.
150. I curl 150, bruh. Terms of service.
I
Come
could curl
on,
a
people.
McDonald's apple
Shimode,
pie.
you're not allowed. So you got. So Risk only benches 150. So you got kicked out for 2 months
Yeah.
for your mom thinking you ate
Oh my God,
10
we're the
pack.
luckiest.
Baby Bell cheese.
Yeah, you just got to talk over it.
I am.
Going
I
insane.
Plane ticket to
the
Brenny.
luckiest.
So, yeah, I'm actually like scared that every time I speak, so that sound effect's gonna come down. Yeah, and then what happened was my stepfather took my phone before I
Yeah.
left. I was only allowed to leave with the clothes on my back, and since they took my phone, I had nobody I could contact, nobody like I could go to, and especially during that time, I wasn't like I had really no friends.
Yeah.
So I actually walked from Chelsea to Grass Lake. But while I was there and when I came back, my mom, when I finally
Okay, so
came
let's
back-
understand that Chelsea to Grass Lake is not a 5-minute walk.
No, not at all.
It's
not
it's
even
a
at
considerable
all.
distance. Sorry,
Very-
go on.
yeah.
I just want people to understand that part of the story.
So it sucked. It was a sucky walk. But before all that stuff, oh, I'm sorry, I about like knocked the mic up. And just, but I used to walk every day to school from my obviously from my house, not
Yeah.
from like a tent next to the school or something. And back because I got bullied a lot. And even after the bullies stopped bullying me, I still walked back and forth because I felt that walk was stress relieving, therapeutic, you could say.
Yeah, I get that.
So I when I walked to Grass Lake, like the only thing I could think about is how I failed somehow. Like I honestly I didn't know what it was. That I like I don't know what I did wrong. In fact I didn't even eat the Baby Bell cheese.
Crazy.
Yeah. I was sitting in my room at the time, and for the past couple of years, I've been through this thing where like when I go in my room, I would like not come out for a while.
Yeah.
Because
I lived in my room as a kid.
yeah,
Literally.
because the stress, the anxiety, and the negative ASMR that comes with my mom's voice was like, it was terrifying almost. My mom was not one to speak with an inside voice. She was only one to speak with her outside voice ever. She didn't.
Brother, I'm telling you right now, you are triggering me like you wouldn't believe. That is exactly what I grew up with. So, yep.
It sucked.
Not literally triggering me, but you're bringing back a lot of
Yeah,
memories.
It's scary and like my mom could only yell. She could never ever be like, "Can you do this? Can you do that?" She'd only like and everything.
My nickname for my mom was My Friend of Misery.
That's a good one. Wow. That was a lot of time put in.
Good
that
Metallica tune, too.
Yeah. A lot of Metallica songs sound the same, but that one does not sound like all the other ones.
It's very distinct.
Uh,
So you get kicked out. You
Yeah.
leave your phone.
Oh yeah. And then my when I came back, my mom handed me my phone back, and I saw that all the text messages, because I have a good memory. I'd like to say
Yep.
I can remember things that are unnecessary.
Yeah. No problem, Anna.
And when I looked at my phone, I saw like a couple texts from like a few people on my phone that just weren't there, and I also saw contacts that weren't there. Come to find out, my mom had texted all my friends that like, oh, like you can go kill yourself and all these really bad things.
Yeah.
To trigger them to get rid of me as a friend, as a whole.
So she was literally trying to destroy your
My
all
life-
your
yeah,
social life.
everything.
and-
Everything. I have a Facebook. I'm not gonna shout out because I don't use it. I don't have Instagram. I'm really underground. I kind of want to get one of those burner phones.
Yeah.
That'll be great. But my mom controlled my Facebook, and she would post things about me on there, like really bad things, just all the time. So it sucked. It sucked. But there were a few friends that survived the barrage of my mom's scary, attempts to ruin my life, just about. And they really stuck up for me. When I think about that,
because they knew your character, they knew who you really
yeah.
were, right? Yeah.
I think about how like they were there for me, like for sure.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
they knew me so well that like they knew who was talking. So
Think about that. I mean, I'm thankful. I mean, I'll put it in a context. I am 46. When I was your age or younger, when I was 15, 12, 11, whatever the case is, I'm lucky I didn't have social media in my life, in the sense that social media for us was every Tuesday night we went to the local Windsor Spitfire game or the Essex 73's game, hockey game, and that was our Facebook. That was our social media, because that's where everyone would get together and we'd talk. That was the weekly event. Everyone would get together. And again, I'm all the stereotypes with hockey now because I'm Canadian and going every week. Anyways, long story short, that's where everyone got together and we'd sit and have hot chocolate and watch the hockey game, right? But my mom would do the exact same thing face to face, verbally with people, where she would, oh, you won't believe what Neil did this week at school, blah, blah, blah. And she would be telling the world, she'd be telling the world what just happened the previous week. I'm mortified. Like, I'm trying to be cool with my friends, like, yeah, I did that thing at school. So for me, it turned into this game of how do I try to act tough enough, macho enough that I don't care. Who cares? Like, I do that because I'm bored. I do that because I don't do good in school because, I don't want to do good in school, It wasn't because I didn't want to, that was my survival mechanism, right?
yeah.
So when I came across as being this tough, rumble, whatever kid, I was the exact opposite. I won't speak for you, but I was absolutely shattered as a kid, realizing that every day I was literally fighting for my social survival.
Yeah.
So
I have a similar experience to that. I got bullied a lot when I was a kid. Like, I've legitimately experienced a swirly. That is some real...
Yeah. Does anyone know what a swirly is? Swirly is like head in the toilet, flush the toilet,
Yeah, that's crazy. It was crazy. But it was when I failed my geometry class my junior year. No, sophomore year, my bad. When I fully decided nah, I'm not gonna do this, these bad things anymore. I was hanging out with people who did just bad things, always treated people bad, and I wanted to be like that because I had been picked on my whole life. So I was at that point where I was like, I want to be on top. I want to be and I want to be the apex.
Yeah, you want to be the cool kid.
Yeah. And come to find out, I didn't like it. I really didn't like it. I thought morally I wouldn't care, but I really do. I really do care.
Sure.
I don't like being around negative influences, because everything just starts going downhill.
And I think as well, I mean, when you put yourself on the pedestal, you have to maintain the pedestal, right? Welcome back, Anna. Right, you have to maintain the pedestal. And Brenny, I don't know. Again, the names are so messed up here. The plane ticket to Brenny, best get that plane ticket to Wigan. If that was you, buddy, I don't know if I gave you a thank you, but if that was you that donated that $5, I appreciate it, man. You've done way more than you should be at this point, so I appreciate the $5. But yeah, that's the danger, and that was the thing that was my mechanism, was to build a bigger pedestal.
Yeah.
Right. It was to okay, now I just have one more thing to prove. Right? Now I just have one more thing to go and to do to prove that what she said is wrong.
Exactly.
Right? Because I don't know if I've told you the story. I know I've told these guys before, but my grade 8 teacher, and I won't say her name as I typically don't, she literally dragged me out of class, pinned me against the wall, and said, "You're going to be a loser your entire life." Well, that immediately was me. Okay, now I got to build another pedestal because I got to put myself up because I'm not going to be that loser you just said.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to prove to you that I'm not a loser. And so I had to build up these pedestals to kind of overcome everybody else's negative perception or connotations of me.
Yeah, I had an experience like that 2 times, but the worst one was when I was in 8th grade. Middle school, and my math teacher, I came to class late. I wasn't like in a special ed class, but I was in one of the special the like helping classes because I was is the word insubordinate? I just didn't care. I was just like really.
You had distractions in your life, which made school secondary.
Yeah, and
I deal with those kids every day.
I had hella ADD, so like I just like
No, you didn't.
like
You didn't have ADD. We'll have this discussion again.
oh man, I'm excited about that actually.
Go on.
And so I got to class late one day, and he called me out in front of the whole class. And
Which is great, by the way. I love when people do that to their kids.
He
Don't do that to people.
He said that I would never amount to anything in my whole life, and then I was going to be a loser for the rest of my a fat loser for the rest of my life.
Nice. Just a
Yeah.
little extra bonus
Yeah,
for you.
yeah,
Just for you. Make it
it's a
personal.
cherry.
Might as
There
well
you go.
personalize it, right?
Yeah, maybe some sprinkles too.
Yeah.
It sucked. It really sucked, and I remember like it went from that to another like one of the special help teachers. I got up out of my chair one day, so I got up like that, and I knocked his coffee cup like onto his lap, and then like in the middle of class, he's like, "You're stupid! Oh my gosh!" And he like threw his papers in the air. So like, and it was like within a week.
Yeah.
So like, now I'm just starting to doubt everything
Yeah,
about
yeah,
myself.
yeah,
It
yeah.
sucked. It really sucked.
And that's in 8th grade, 8th, 9th grade is the worst time to be screwing with people's minds,
Oh
man.
man, yeah, because that like determines what you want to do or like what you want to be, what you're really set on.
What you think you're capable of.
Yeah.
In Nappy, I completely agree. So many similarities.
And so when I finally got to my sophomore year and I was in geometry class and I ended up failing it, it wasn't because I failed it because I wasn't good at it or I just didn't do the well, no, that's what it was. I just didn't do the homework.
Yeah.
I didn't care. So when I had to go to summer school for it, I proved to my teacher that I was really good at it to the point where she made me the student teacher of that class, the
Nice.
tutor for that whole class for the summer.
So let's fast forward now,
Yeah.
because there's a rainbow, a bright shiny rainbow at the end of this thunderstorm. What's up, Albert? Welcome to the stream, kiddo. So you find a passion somewhere. You find something that you're extremely good at.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that a little bit. What is that thing?
What I'm a jack of all trades, just
Yeah.
like you.
So, but what did you find when you
Welding.
called here? What did you realize? Oh my gosh! So let's talk about that. So
Oh,
this
I
thing
love that.
happens. You get in a little bit of trouble. You got to do some community service.
Yeah, I was given
Right.
a lot of chances, and then I'm finally able to go through with everything.
So how did you? So they're saying, okay, you got to find a place to do some community service hours, and how do you find Rise Above? How does this come to be?
It was like destiny. It was seriously like destiny for real because
God ordained, some might say.
well, I looked up community service near me, and I'm serious. I called like 20 or 30 places. Not an over exaggeration.
And it wasn't like you knew that Rise Above existed and you called these other 23 places. You
No,
just didn't
no.
know we were there yet. And
I went through all these places, but like one of them was Rise Above, and then like what they're all about, like your program and everything. And so I immediately assumed that like, oh, that's a community service place because that's what it's labeled as. Like, and I called up, and when I found out it was a school, I was like, maybe there's an opportunity for me to teach like welding or something, because that is my specialty, and I will always, for some reason, have that specialty. Like,
Yep.
I'm just good at it.
yeah.
And so I called up.
So to explain that welding specialty for a second, in high school, you got to student teach and do some other
Oh,
things.
yeah.
So talk about that a little bit.
So I went through a consortium program, meaning I would go from my school to another school to take a trade program. In my first year, I was #1 in the state
Number one in the state.
Yeah, with welding competitions. And then the next year following, I was number one in the state again, but I was student top my whole class.
Sure. So 2 years in a row, best in the state.
Yeah.
And then the second year you got asked to student teach your class.
Yeah, yeah.
While you're in class.
Yeah, yeah. And I was the co-foreman because I was going to be the foreman, but I wanted to give it to my friend who was there a year before. And we didn't battle on it. Actually, the year prior, we had like huge we weren't good friends. Like we were really against each other. But
Competitive a bit much.
It took having a burger on the last day of school that he made. Like he had it was a grill that he made, and he made burgers, and they were like the best burgers ever. Like for real. It took me being like, this is the best burger I've ever had. And he was just like,
props.
yeah. yeah. It was the weirdest situation,
We good.
but it was so awesome. Yeah.
You piecing out of my burgers? All right, let's go.
So I made him the foreman. Like
That's
I got
awesome.
to choose. I made him the foreman.
Yeah,
I took
yeah.
co-foreman, but then I took student council leader. So I was the head of the welding
Dude,
department.
that is such mad respect. Like that it shows a ton of maturity on your part to go from, battling enemies one year to the next year saying, I pick you, right?
Yeah.
As Brenny would say, I choose you, it's a Pokemon thing.
Yeah.
Or because boomers say Pokemon thing.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
The Pokemans. You play the Pokemans? Oh, I like the little Pikachus. I choose you. Anyways, that's a Simpsons reference for those of you that don't know. Look it up. It's a good episode. Pokemon Maine.
Pokemon. That's like a rapper now. Hey, I'm Pokemon.
So you go through this thing where you find yourself in welding.
Yeah.
You have a definite skill set where you're clearly demonstrating, hey, I am not just good, but I am excellent at this. Right? You get to lead your class. You do a very mature thing where you pick a former enemy as your co-leader.
Yeah.
And you then go on to college to study welding.
Yeah, actually, I got accepted. So before I went to, is it okay if I say my college?
Yeah.
Because it was I super recommend it. Actually, genuinely.
Yeah.
Washtenaw Community College is fantastic, and I can't recommend it enough. It is
Future sponsor of the stream,
is
Washtenaw Community
phenomenal.
College.
I wish that'd be awesome. They're just awesome, but that would be really against them. They're like, you got Jackson 2 feet away, Jackson College is right there, man. Yeah. I got accepted not only to Washtenaw but to the best welding school in the country for underwater welding, which I wanted to start doing. The only problem was it's like $20,000 to hop in the program, and I do not have that lying around anywhere.
All those philanthropic donors on the stream, if anyone wants to donate $20,000 a semester for this young man to go to school.
I will accept only $10,000 bills.
But yeah, no, so you get an opportunity to go to the school, you get an opportunity to take welding, and then all this crap happens. Have you finished your degree?
No, actually, I wasn't able to because when this happened, I was near the end, and I wasn't able to complete it because
How much do you have left?
I don't know, to be honest. I think I got halfway through.
So what, halfway?
Yeah,
Okay.
and then, but I'd have to retake the class over.
Sure. Which you'd
and
ace anyways, but whatever.
It was really messed up situation because my mom got really sick too. So I had court and I had the deal. I had not the deal, but I had to help my mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, it sucked. It was really I still remember going to all these teachers and telling them I'm gonna have to leave because my mom's getting sick and I got other stuff on my plate. It sucked.
So those things happen. You go through the list. You call Rise Above.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I
And
called
so
it, yeah.
So talk about that phone call that when you called and I could hear your dad in the background.
My grandpa was in the background.
Grandpa, yeah.
Yeah.
So talk about that call.
So when I called, I didn't expect I was expecting some sort of oh, you could be a janitor or something. But they picked up. I believe it was your wife who picked up the phone.
It was.
And she directed me to you, and she said you were already on the phone. You were having some weird call meeting, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I was talking to somebody about grants.
So I gave
My life.
I gave you like 30 minutes before I called, because I didn't want to like interrupt halfway through and be like, hey, give me work. So I asked about, I was like, she's like, what kind of skills do you got? And I was like, I can weld if that's okay. Like, and she's like, funny you said that. Like, it was destiny, like right from there. She's she's like,
Why is it funny that you said that?
well, she's like, funny you said that, because we're setting up a welding program, like, and all this. She's like, I'll give you Neil Fernandez's stuff. And I was like, okay, awesome. And waited 30 minutes, called back, and like, I'm not lying, I'm dripping sweat. Like, I'm sweating.
It was
bullets.
also 900 degrees that week.
It sucked. It sucked because like I was scared, because like for once in my life I had my dream job like on the line, and that's what I was thinking about. And it's not that I don't have my dream job, because like this is seriously like awesome. Fact, I would probably work here, and I wouldn't want to be paid, because I like the atmosphere here.
I appreciate it.
Like you really work hard to keep this place like really. Good.
We all do. That's for sure. We definitely love what we do. So you hear about this welding program, and just as a point in case, I have been for the past month it's been a couple months, but building a welding program here at Rise Above, knowing that a lot of our kids have interest in the trades. So I'm like, hey, what better trade to get into than welding? Because welding is like, it's like Lego for big boys. You know,
really
you get to
is.
literally make anything you want out of shiny steel, right? And fire, you know.
Fire, yeah.
So I thought, you know what, I like to weld. I've welded pretty much my entire life as well, and I thought, well, I'd like to share that skill with some kids. So I've, been working to get donations, and I've got a plasma cutter donated. I've got a Lincoln Electric welder donated, and I've got a major international company here in town going to donate all of their really high-end equipment to us, which is awesome.
We gotta make that room. Like,
we're 99% there, so we're just waiting for the city to give us the final thumbs up to start building it. As soon as that happens, that's when you're really going to get busy.
Yeah.
So then I'm thinking, oh, you know what, I gotta find someone to help me with this welding thing. Who do I don't really know anyone that's got the time to put into this, that has a passion for welding. And then this kid calls me. I say kid. this guy calls me and is like, hey, welding's my main. And I'm like, what?
Destiny.
I'm like, what? Literally, I've been praying for weeks now that somebody would be, given to me at my doorstep to make it obvious who's going to help. And lo and behold, doesn't Rob show up at the door? So, sadly, we haven't been doing any welding yet.
No, not yet.
We've done cement, and we're programming computers now.
And I ruined a whole load of laundry. Yeah.
It's
It's the whole shebang, isn't it?
But it's neat how things kind of come together. And I think the other reality here is, and so part of what I wanted to talk about today is this idea of sometimes bad things happen.
Yeah.
But the reality is, bad things don't have to come from bad things. Good things can come from bad things. To the point where, we went and picked the cement up the other day. We took the Rise Above van, went for a little cruise, and I thought to myself, and I think I said it to you as well, this idea of that, if you hadn't taken those things from the store innocently enough, we would have never met.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be sitting here now having this conversation, sharing our stories, becoming wiser together, and the folks that are here with us today, getting wiser with them.
Yeah, I personally believe that if it weren't for the fact that I did take, if I didn't take,
What's up, Rabbi?
those e-cigs out of the trash, I certainly I would be a kid still.
Yeah.
This whole ordeal has made me grow up a lot quicker than I should have.
So I need to ask, so everyone in the audience right now, question for you.
Oh man, it's a big one.
No, it is. It's an important one because I want you to understand something. Because I want to know if it's just me. if this is your son, and he's at work, and the company throws into the trash expired product, and your son says, "Oh, I can make something out of that," and picks the stuff out of the trash and brings it home, is that theft? Is that something that you think should result in a criminal charge of theft in court and should result in probation? That's my point. I believe this. No, it's not. That's what's this. And so they didn't just try to charge you with that. They tried to add another charge on this because. So I want to explain a little bit just before we get into it. So when you brought them home, I'm going to talk through this with you. When you brought them home, you took them apart.
Yeah.
Because you didn't want the e-cigarettes. It's not like you're a vapor.
Yeah, no.
What did you want out of them?
The batteries.
The batteries.
Yeah.
Because you're a techie a little bit.
Yeah.
You like to build things.
Yeah.
So he didn't take the vape because he's like, hey, guys, I got this case of vapes. We can go smell like grape and rainbow, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, he's not soggy waffles, exactly. Vaping's bad, okay? You took them because you wanted the batteries out of them, because you wanted to make stuff out of them. So get this. The lawyer for the company tried to tack on an extra charge.
Yeah.
It was like embezzlement or something.
Yeah, it was embezzlement. Like I was selling it.
Because you were trying to get other kids involved somehow or something.
Yeah.
So get this. So this is where I get angry, right? This is where, we help students every day who are in crappy situations with the law, with their family and everything else. And here is a situation where, as a lawyer, even if I know I've got a kid who is dead to rights wrong, I got a kid, you've never been in trouble with the law before that date.
Nope. Nope.
You graduated high school, you're in college actively pursuing a degree in welding, trying to be a productive member of society. The charge at best is marginal. It was in the garbage, and it was on videotape.
Yeah.
That it was in the garbage.
No, well, it was going to garbage.
Yes.
So, yeah.
So you get a kid who is in college, marginal charge at best.
Yeah.
And not only do you charge him with the theft, you then say, what else can we get him with? Just to be absolutely sure we ruin all of his life and that he doesn't recover. Hey, let's go for investment. Yeah, investment. Let me look that up. Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah.
Think about the conversation that's happening in that room with this lawyer in the company going, we could absolutely screw this 19-year-old kid over right now. Let's do that. That sounds like a great idea.
Yeah. The worst.
You want to know why your prisons are full in America? That's why.
That's right. The worst part
Pissing me
about that
off.
whole situation was the fact that what I stole, was only worth like $200, and then they charged me with an $875 fine. So,
So are there fees you have to pay?
no more. No.
Were there fees you had to pay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So not only did they charge him probation, out of school, but they then monetarily screwed him.
It sucks. It really does. 'Cause like honestly, without being over dramatic, it like just about ruined my life almost. Like, and the reason why I say that is because I'm already in a family that doesn't encourage me at all. My dad at the time, who really encouraged me, probably my best friend. And usually your dad's not supposed to be your best friend, but like,
No, right now my dad is my best friend. Absolutely.
He before he came along again, like I was in no position where anybody would help me at all. Like actually, I don't have a driver's license. I didn't have a car. I was scheduled 50 hours of community service, but here's the catch. Chelsea only has one location where you can actually do community service. And then when I went there to do community service, they were like, yeah, we'll give you like 1 hour, 2 hours this day and that day. But it wasn't consistent. The consistency was out the window.
Yeah.
And it was like no matter what I did, I would never complete.
Yeah.
And then I would be like, hey, I need a ride to this. I need a test.
Yep.
I need to take a test to see if I smoked or anything, which I don't. I do not.
Yeah.
And
because it's bad and key.
yeah. And my mom would be like, I don't wanna because I've been driving all day when really all she did was go to the grocery store and spend all my dad's money.
All right. Rabbi, what are you saying? If I worked in a construction site and they threw out wood scraps or materials we demoed from the house, yeah. I mean, honestly, I do the same thing. I'm not a hoarder, but I'm definitely someone like, I could do something with that. Like, I literally, because of this welding thing, I literally have bed frames at my house that I'm going to salvage so that we can use the angle iron for the welding program. Like, I totally get it. You know, when you worked in retail, we were supposed to destroy food. So, how about instead of throwing it in the garbage, how about you just take it right to the homeless shelter? You know, that stuff baffles me, and I get it. We're in such a liability-based world now, where everyone's so worried about insurance and all that kind of jazz. We got to watch the time for 1 o'clock. Your dad's gonna be here at 1, right?
Yeah, but we can drag it out.
So I don't know if you need to text your dad and say, hey, I could be a couple minutes or whatever the case is. Go ahead. Feel free. Yeah, absolutely. Feel free, buddy. Crashing Adam's here. Holy crap, man. Nice to see you, bro. I love it when you show up. Prison industry complex is now deeply entrenched. So many of my high school acquaintances in working. Yeah, in Jackson, Michigan is a prison town. Like I think it's something like 30% of our population is here because dad is in prison in our community.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
It's interesting.
It's the only way that we make a living. Spends more on prisons than schools. It's ugly. That's freaking nuts, man. Prisons are our business. I absolutely agree. And again, we're in a community where, we're a prison town. Literally, Rise Above is literally connected by a tunnel to a youth prison next to us here. The building that we occupy is the old youth detention center from the early 1900s. So that's the crazy story of Rise Above, is we occupy a building. We've brought this facility full circle, right? From this oppressive thing to now this regenerating thing, right?
It's beautiful, actually.
Literally in marble above our door when you come in, it says Jackson Youth Home.
That's awesome.
If you look above the door when you come into the main entrance, it's a big marble slab. We can't get rid of it. Originally we had a Rise Above banner across it, but we thought, no, there's history there. We want to be able to, show that this is no longer that oppressive thing anymore. It's now this great thing. There was a coffee shop by me in college in Milwaukee. They put their bread out for, and that's the way. So I, back when I was, I would have been in my early 20s, a little older than you.
Yeah.
I was a general manager for a company called Coffee, Tea, or Me. I don't know where the name came from. It was in Toronto. And it was like a large coffee store, but it did full meals, and we had these artisan breads would come in every day. I had a wall of like 150 different types of coffee and flavors and stuff. Oh, it was awesome. I loved working for that place. Management sucked, but I was part of the management, so I sucked.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I did every day, because I would literally fill 2 garbage bags full of food every night and just right in the bin. And I thought, what am I doing with 2 huge bags of garbage food? Like, it literally just came in this morning, bread in these other salads and God knows whatever else I had in there, and I was just chucking it right in the bin. And so what I said to called around all the food banks, and I just said, guys, I shut down at 10. You guys show up at 9:30. Whatever I have left, you're taking it. And it's just that. Anyways, blows my mind. Was that Shimoda? I live a couple hours north. Never destroyed any food, obviously, and
that's good.
Shimoda, I love that you work in a hospital, by the way.
Thumbs up to you.
When my homeless patients are discharged, I make sure I give them whatever. Yeah. You're awesome, Shimoda.
Awesome.
Everyone, virtual hug. Shimoda. So, here we are. We're doing this stuff at Rise Above. What's your goal now? So here we are, talking about today, what's tomorrow look like for you?
Being here.
Well, it's hard. I mean, what is it? What I'm asking you, I'm not telling you what the reality is, but what if you could program your tomorrow, what would you program it?
Well, I think like this.
Agree,
this
Nappy.
whole-
Go ahead. Sorry,
What's
I was just talking to someone in chat. I said I agree, Nappy.
this whole situation, like if it weren't for this, I probably would be either A, in jail, or B, maybe dead, because like this place has given me opportunity, and in general, like the stress that comes with everything that I've been dealing with for the past 2 years sucks, and I like, I love my horror movies, and I think they're like, they're pretty good, but I'm gonna be honest, they don't scare me at all. This is the scariest thing like that's ever happened to me, like ever.
That's a great analogy.
And it's just, it sucks, like, but to have the opportunity to be in a place where people care about you, where you're not in a volatile environment, you're in a caring environment. It's just fantastic, and it makes you want to strive to be better. And this place, Rise Above, makes me want to be better.
So, what's the first thing one of the first things I said to you? Remember when we were in the boardroom and having the conversation about you being here, and you're all kind of like, and what did I say to you?
I know one of them was the you're not you right now because I wore the
Yeah, you looked uncomfortable.
Yeah, I'm like, I can explain that again.
Yeah,
if
no,
they
it's
don't know.
okay. But I would just like relax, right? This is not that place,
Yeah.
right? That's the one thing and I think you all get it in chat because and welcome back, Rabbi, by the way. And I think you all get it about me is I'm relax.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, there's enough chaos out there. I don't need to add to your, blah, you know.
Yeah.
Trust me, my life is that way too. Yeah, no problem, Shimo.
Sensory overload.
You know, and the last thing I want to do when you come in, meeting somebody for the first time is already stressful enough. The last thing I want to do when you come in is to, come at you with a posture or a tone of voice or anything where I'm just like,
Yeah.
I was trying to do everything in that meeting that day and every day since, every time you come in here, to disarm you, right? To kind of make you slouch a little bit, to make you relax. Right?
Yeah.
Because whenever people come in, because the building is somewhat impressive, you come in and it's like, oh my gosh, this looks so like serious.
It is a very serious feeling environment.
Yeah.
But in reality, it's laid back.
But I just want everyone to come in here and feel at home.
Yeah.
I want to be able to have a real conversation with you. I want to be able to laugh and be stupid because life's too short, and crying gets old real fast.
It does.
Right?
It gets hard to cry after you cry so many times.
Anyways, so for me, the goal is always to bring about an environment that allows you to be you,
Yeah.
and to allow you to answer the question, what does it mean to think about tomorrow? So we partially answered it in the sense of, what Rise Above is and what you think. But if you could write your story, how does it end?
I mean, I ain't gonna give a vague
Yeah.
story. I haven't gotten there yet, so I can't tell you like how it rolls.
And
out,
I don't think you're going to give me the exact
Yeah.
answer either, but at the same time.
But like, this is a stepping stone.
Mhm.
You're not giving me a handout. You're giving me a hand up, and I really respect that. And because of that, you are gonna help me strive to be a better person, and this will give me a better life in general. I've come so far from being an absolute, honest to God, like loser, to being somebody who is needed. The transition is such, like, it's so heavy, but yet I feel weightless because of it. Because I feel not stressed anymore, like I did. I don't have
So I have said to you privately, right? So I just want to bring them in as much as possible
go ahead.
to some of our conversations. Sorry, 1 second. Risk Morris. The nice thing about being young and on the right track is that what's next for you is still yeah. Literally be anything. And that's what we in crashing out. That is exactly what we try and tell everyone that comes through the door. Is that, dude, you don't understand how young you are. You can literally do anything. What somebody said over there does not determine what you can do over here. So I've said to you privately, and I'm now saying it publicly, so they can all hold me accountable, not just you. And I can't. There's going to be no plausible deniability after today.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So welcome back, Shimon. So I'm saying to you corporately in front of these folks that you being here, you have my full commitment. Not only that we're going to get your community service hours done, right? That I commit to being your helper until you say you don't need my help anymore, don't want my help anymore, right? I commit to, at the end of this, if you don't come here in any stretch of the imagination to help with the welding program or otherwise, that I will get you hooked up somewhere in town with an industry or a business owner that gets you to a place where you can be a successful young man, right? And anything in between that I can help with, you've got my help. I don't think you casually and accidentally walked in my front door. And I know, Nappy, you get what I'm saying to you, brother. Right?
Yeah.
So I make full commitment to you right now. You have my full attention, right? So, and you can all hold me accountable and ask questions in the future. And we will have Rob back on where he can attest to what I did and did not do in the future.
I'm down.
Cool beans.
I think, like, hopefully this doesn't sound...
So hang on a second. Before read what Nappy just said there.
Nappy. Never a loser, bud. You might have seen yourself that way, but you are always the person you
are now inside. Oh, yeah. See,
It's always been there, but
it's always
outside
been there.
influences, right?
Yeah.
We're trying to tell you otherwise.
Like, I based a lot of my life off of, like, friends, because I didn't have a really good family, and so friends were the family you chose.
Mm-hmm.
So when I look at that, I'm like, these are the people I love. These are the people I want to be around. These are the people that encourage me to do right and do wrong, whatever the case might be. But then I realized as time progressed that those friends aren't always going to be there. You know,
Mm-hmm.
We're not all here forever. So, like,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes the show must go on. Like, that's just how it works.
Mm-hmm.
And so for a long while, I was just kind of on my own. Fact, at the moment, I think the only friends I have genuinely are you and my dad.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Well, thank you for saying that. That means a lot, especially so early.
Yeah. Like,
Mm-hmm.
that's... what I was trying to say earlier was, like, I'm glad I have this opportunity to be in a place where it's an encourageable environment,
Mm-hmm.
An environment that wants me that wants. This is all to help me strive and be a better person, but at the same time, I'm also looking at, like, you know, in the end, I didn't get successful or all this.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't just get successful, or I didn't just accomplish this or that. I also gained a friend out of it,
Mm-hmm.
because you're awesome.
A friend that's going to kick your butt, though. You know that, right?
Yeah,
So
totally. Your
I'll
arms are
kick your
bigger
butt
than I had.
forward at least.
Yeah. But if I had a chance to fight one of you or 10 of you, I would fight 10 of you, because that's a challenge. So
Yeah, I see what you did there. So, yeah, absolutely, Rabbi. And I think that's one thing I'm good for, is accountability. You know, that's my Monday morning meeting. That's what that is an accountability meeting. That's something I've been doing for 9 years with that gentleman. So for 9 years, he has come into my life every Monday to say, what have you done this week? What have you not done this week, and why? So, it's an important part of my week every week. We only miss a few weeks a year, and it's only because of, extraneous things that are out of our control. So,
yeah.
But, I think one of the most critical things that we can all do is to hold each other accountable.
Yeah.
And again, Nappy, when you make that statement, never a loser, bud, you're holding him accountable for his statement, right? This idea that when someone says something that we all blatantly know is not true, right? It's good that we say, no, hold on a second. You may have thought that, but bro, you're not. Come on now. What are you saying, Rabbi? They call you out on your BS. Yeah. Keep you honest. Yep, absolutely. You know, and I say, you know, use the context of the gym. That's the best thing, man. I tell you right now, the best thing you can do for yourself is to have a gym buddy, someone that you know is going to be there every day for you and make sure you don't skip leg day. Because I got a buddy right now, and I hope to dear God he's listening, because that son of a gun skips leg day every frickin'
Fish legs.
I will text him, bro. Buddy, you look like a light bulb. Get your butt. Get in here.
That was good.
Golly, Batman. I can't. I razz him every week, man.
I walked home.
Well, I'm doing CrossFit now. Whatever, CrossFit loser.
Yeah, CrossFit ain't nothing.
CrossFit's hard, man.
I walked every day for years and years, and now my legs are like I have a 6-pack on both my legs, but I'll never get it here. But it'll always be here. Like,
Yeah.
So
Ah, boy. Well, it's 1 o'clock. You got to get going. What'd your dad say? Did you text him?
yeah. Let me check.
What did he say? Just follow up, because I don't want to keep him waiting. He's doing the blessing of picking you up here, and I want to make sure we're good.
He didn't even look at it.
He hasn't even looked at it. Okay, we'll give him. We'll keep going for a few more minutes, but
Yeah.
you can leave it on the table just in case he texts, and that we don't miss the text. So do you guys have any questions for him or for me? Because I mean, I'll be honest, Rob and I have a lot in common with regards to our. Come on, Dad. Have a lot in common with regards to our relationships with people, in particular the community at large. But I figure I'd give you guys a chance to open it up, see if you guys want to ask any, and if the question's appropriate, we'll answer it 100%. So while you guys are typing that stuff out, summer school here at Rise Above is now officially in session.
Ooh.
And our kids are back here at school, and there's a question there for you. What's your short-term goal for him being here at Rise Above, or just short-term in general, Crash? And we've got a couple kids here. We're actually doing a big 200-foot slip and slide this Thursday.
Man, that thing is insane. Dude,
gotta
that drop is like.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
It's awesome.
I gotta go pick the plastic up for it today, and the hose and whatnot. So maybe it's something that we can do tomorrow. You and I'll run out and grab that stuff.
Set up the.
Probably both. I think it's tied together. Yeah. So short-term goals. So the next couple months, what do you hope to achieve? Obviously, get community service hours done.
Yeah. To be like number one on that list is certainly to get this court stuff over with, because I've never been more over encumbered with stress in my life than I am now. But now it's slowly going away because of the fact that I'm working here, that I'm doing community service here, and I'm around a positive environment with a cool guy.
Yeah, Nick's not here today, but I'll let him know you said that about him. Nick's my manager. He's been on stream before. You guys. Anyways, and I mean, to all that being said, when I spoke to your probation officer as well, she was like over the moon excited, because that's apparently this is rare that, we that people help this much. But anyways, so what else? Get probation done. Get court out of the way. What do you? Job-wise, you thinking anything?
Job-wise, okay, I've been like on and off about this. So it's like, I would enjoy working here if I had that opportunity.
Sure.
But if like looking for a welding job or helping me find one, like that's cool too. It's just like, either way, I'm gonna be happy. As long as I have a good job. And I think actually that second goal might actually be like apartment, car, independence. Because I have long awaited personal independence.
Yeah.
So
You've had kind of to put it off because of all this nonsense.
Yeah. The car situation, being kicked out every time. I got a tattoo for every time I got kicked out. Let's.
Nappy, Rob, I just want to say that you are at the right place, and don't hesitate to go to Neil when you feel yourself slipping down the negative slope. Yeah, thanks, Nappy. Appreciate you, buddy. And I've said that to you as well. I mean, don't ever hesitate to get in touch, right? Where this is not a, hey, once your 90 hours are up, buddy, hey, good luck. That's not what we're saying. And we're saying that this is, friends. We're saying this is a friendship here. This isn't just a transaction. Rabbi, do you think you're more empathetic towards people who may have more to their story than you would have thought before? Has this experience changed your perspective? Yeah, I'll let you answer and we can kind of go off that together.
That's a big one, actually.
It is, yeah, I think so.
So, like
So do
it's hard for me to break down in my
yeah,
head.
so do you think you're more empathetic towards people who have who may have more to the story than you? So when you meet other people who have had similar experiences to you or even larger experiences to you, do you think you're able to relate to them and help them in
Yes,
some way?
absolutely, yeah.
So how do you think so for me, people I see, and even just this morning, my accountability meeting, he made the comment that one of the great things about your past is it allows you to help the kids today, right? So my past, my negative past, is a plus for today. So how do you think that your experience here, up to the age of 20, is now going to help you, in future instances, whether it be here at Rise Above or elsewhere?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, the whole point of life is to fall down and get back up. Mm-hmm. Our mistakes are what make us. So I personally believe that making these mistakes and learning from them, not just getting up and doing it over again because that's technically insanity.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Yeah, because you need to learn from your mistake, not just repeat them.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
That's
That's a good life lesson.
Yeah.
That's the knowledge wisdom thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Knowledge is to know not to touch the burner. Wisdom is to not touch the burner again.
I just want to touch the burner.
Yeah.
I don't know. I already had a lot of sympathy for people, regardless of their life. And one thing I do want to talk about really quick is don't compare depression. I know there's a lot of people who are like, I've been through this, best, worse than that, or but everybody experiences depression in their own way.
I have more points than you do.
Go ahead, you're older than me. But when I was in school, there were people who were like, I did this, you couldn't fathom that, and I'm like, everybody experiences depression in a different way. Mm-hmm. Some more than others, others less.
Yeah, I mean, two people can experience the exact same thing and have two very different results. One might be empowering and one it might be crippling.
Yeah, so, don't assume, the one-upping game that comes with people who are depressed and people who are trying to be, almost, over-dramatic.
Yeah, people who have experienced trauma tend to, again, depending on the person.
Yeah. Not saying it's everybody, but
yeah. But there is definitely a person out there that wants to talk about their trauma. That's why I say I've repeated it to you several times. Okay, you cannot tell your story unless you're going to tell me how you overcame it.
Yeah.
Or how you are overcoming it. I don't want to just tell war stories, right? We're not here just to say, oh, this bad thing happened to me. Now sit there and wait for somebody to say something nice to me, right? Yeah, everyone has difficulty in their lives. Exactly, Rabbi. You shouldn't minimize or, yeah. So there's 4 pillars of relationship, and why you respond to your dad there. Is he?
He's here, but I told him I'll be out in 3.
Yeah, cool.
So
there's 4 pillars of relationship, and we'll end on this for you. You can jet, and then I'll finish off the stream.
Yeah.
It's
hard for me to read those because I don't have glasses.
Yeah, no, I'll read it for you. Don't worry. First, relationships come first. So no matter what's happened or what's happening, my goal is to always come to you in relationship. So yeah, sure, we need to get concrete in, but you're having a crappy day. So I'm going to make sure you're okay before I say, no, we need to get this concrete done.
And I certainly won't use you. I won't take advantage of that.
I'm not naive. Anyways, I won't let you take advantage of me.
So.
That's one of the things about me is I'm a fairly strong-willed person.
Smarter than that.
It's a protective mechanism I've built over the years of getting used and abused by, my mom.
Yeah.
Right? Second is I believe relationships are unique, and I believe that's what you're talking about with the whole depression thing. Mm-hmm. And I say trauma is what Rabbi and I would put this into. This is a trauma bucket, not necessarily just depression, but this idea people that go through trauma have different needs and different things that individually they need, and there's no one that's greater than the other. But the reality there is that if I tend to put people in buckets, I'm not able to treat you as a unique individual who needs unique responses from me on a daily,
Yes.
sometimes moment by moment basis. So those are two very important things. I mean, third thing is I believe relationships should be ongoing. That, you know, just because you're here for however many hours you have to serve doesn't mean, okay, you're done. Thanks for showing up.
Yeah,
And then I never talk to you again, right?
Yeah, I
That's
don't
not
want
fair
that,
to you.
yeah.
And I don't want that either. And then the fourth one really is I believe that relationships are to be shared. So,
Yeah.
you know, I'm introducing you to my community here today and all these great people that show up every day and share
Absolutely.
my story.
Fantastic,
right?
flawless people.
Yeah, they're awesome people. And the crazy thing is these are people, they feel like they're in your living room, but they're all over the stinking world. Like there's people from England and Ireland and in literally all over the U.S. I think there might have been one or two Canadians in here, but not anymore. They all left because they're too cool for school, those guys. But the reality is, you know, we exist together, this community specifically, to help each other, to get through each thing. But and yeah, oh yeah, that's right, Nappy. Antarctica, Morg is from Antarctica. Morg meme was in earlier. She lives in Antarctica.
That's awesome.
She doesn't live in Antarctica.
Oh,
It's no, she totally lives in Antarctica. Polar bears as pets. I mean, who needs cats?
penguins. Wait,
But-
are those up? Are those up?
So, all right, I'll let you get out of here. There's my best friend who owns the business I work for. Fought a bunch of cops when he was 19, hammered. Then becomes a great wrestler, facing jail. He took went back to college, wrestling. Wow, that's crazy. That's a wicked overcoming massive obstacle story.
I'm gonna thank you guys all for your time listening to us, especially being here for me too. That means a lot. That
Was it as
people wanna
intimidating as you thought it was going to be?
listen. No, not at all.
Yeah.
I was so like I was over here just like having a seizure just about.
Yeah.
But no. I respect. I like your community.
Yeah. So folks are saying goodbyes, but others saying take care, good luck, stuff.
Adios.
Hopefully before we send you off to another company or when we figure stuff out here, we'll do this again. We'll sit and we'll chat again.
I would love to do
and
this.
before we forget, let's talk about this now. We have another stream sponsor coming online, Apex Hosting. If there are any Minecraft nerds out there, we will be
Yeah.
doing Minecraft streams. We are officially sponsored by Apex Hosting. We have a massive server that they're donating to the stream and other things. So be aware, Rabbi has already gotten in. If anybody else wants to be a part of a stream where we just goof around on a Minecraft server and build silly things and kind of poke fun at each other, we will do a Discord and some other things, and we'll have some fun doing that. So keep that in your back pocket. That will be coming in the next week or two, where we will be doing a hosted server for Minecraft. And you don't have to be a Minecraft nerd to play. You can be a first timer, and we'll walk you through it all and get you going.
Totally.
Is that
I'm
cool?
down.
So
Yeah.
you're down with that?
Yeah, 100%. I can do commands. I'm an architect. I can do it all. So,
Awesome. All right, so yeah, you can hang your headphones up there. So bye, everybody, again. I'm not leaving. He's just going to check out, go see his dad. So thanks, buddy. Appreciate you, and we'll see you in the morning, bud.
This
Everyone.
was awesome.
Yeah, appreciate you, buddy.
Thank you so much.
All right, we'll see you in the morning, dude.
Probably like, where you?
No, you can leave that there. That's cool.
I just have OCD. Straight.
Awesome, buddy. Take it easy, Rob. Yeah, man. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with that conversation today. I know sometimes it can be hard, kind of working through some of those stories and having those conversations. But I find one of the best things for not everyone, but for some personality types, is to talk through their story and to start telling it in a healthy, constructive way. And for him, it's definitely the right thing for him to do, is to talk it out loud, to get it out of his system and to share it. So what's that crashing? Remember the first time I tried Minecraft, I ended up spending the whole night on a cliffside. Oh crap. The skeleton. Yeah, you definitely, if you don't know how to play and you get into it, you can definitely do things just like that. So yeah, if anyone's interested in the Minecraft server, just drop me a whisper or a DM in Discord, and let me know your Minecraft name. I need to whitelist you to get you in, but this sponsorship is huge. So know that your participation in it will be helpful to us. Even if you don't have to log in just during the stream, you can log in anytime you want. Once you're whitelisted, you can do it at 3 a.m. if you want to. It doesn't matter. You just gotta let me know that you want in to the server. So, and then we'll do all kinds of. We're gonna do some games, and we'll do a thing called ABBA caving, and some other stuff where we'll definitely have some fun with some competitions and whatnot. So please let me know. I'd love to get as many of you in as I can. Yeah, I'll be honest, I'm excited too, Rabbi, to know how it's going to go. And I know we want to try and get as many of our kids in as possible once the school year starts up in September. We're going to fire up a couple of computers that we've got. Actually, that's another thing that Rob's been doing for me is we've got 25 new laptops and some other desktops, some i7 machines that he's programming for me right now and getting them set up with software and getting all the bloatware off of them and all that kind of jazz. He's a great guy. He really is a jack of all trades, and I'm glad that he's here. And tell you, it's a crazy thing to hear the story of what brought him to rise above, and to be at a spot where I'm like, oh, I really need someone that can weld, and that's passionate for it, not just can weld. And here I got this kid walks through my door. Yeah, Crash, that's what he did say. And I think actually they're Dell machines, which is just as bad as Hewlett Packard. And yeah, I mean, I bought about 25 desktops in the fall, and it took me a week to get through 25 machines, removing all of the bloatware off of them and get them set up for the kids to use, just to be able to, and you're supposed to be plug and play, just plug them in, power them on, and away you go. It took me a week to get 25 machines set up. But thankfully I've got Rob here now, and he's going to take care of. All right, Rabbi, take it easy, buddy. Appreciate you. But all right. Well, guys, you guys were a lot of fun. And thank you to everybody who contributed today. I don't know who the donations all came from. I will find out. No doubt the PayPal will betray all of you. I suspect it was somebody I know well enough. We'll see. Yeah, Nappy's like, maybe. Yeah, totally. That helps, Crash. I appreciate it, buddy. Send a picture as well once you get it. Yeah, all of that stuff, whether it's the shirts, the merch, the bits, like Jamo did earlier, the subs, the cat, all that stuff goes right to Rise Above, guys. And I can't tell you enough, especially in a season right now where fundraising is extremely difficult. It's so awkward talking to donors right now. Because some companies are like, yeah, I can't believe no one's asking. We were totally anticipating giving all this money away, and no one's been asking. And other companies are like, no, don't you dare ask. It's dangerous right now. So I'm really treading water lightly with regards to my fundraising, and I'm close to 6 figures behind in my fundraising so far this year. So I've really got to be careful. And so please know that every bit, every sub, every donation helps when it comes to keeping this thing rolling forward and moving. And I have some pretty interesting news coming up. I'll probably spring it on you guys next week. Nothing bad. It's actually really good news for the long-term future of Rise Above and well, everything, the stream and a bunch of other things. So stay tuned on that. That'll be something you guys have to remind me about in case I forget. Well, I won't forget because it's massive. But so thank you again, whoever plane ticket to Brenny is. Risk only benches 150. Risk boomers, little ding, big ding. Risk skip leg day. Diablo for the $10. Risk has chicken legs. Love it. Brenny with the gifted subs, Jamode with the bits, Diablo resubbed, Nappy resubbed, Jamode resubbed. We had a bunch of follows off stream as well. That is just crazy to me that people are, I'm not sure how they're hearing about us or why I'm sure it's others out there, other streamers who are plugging the stream, but it's crazy to see how the follows continue to come in even when we're not live. So all you guys, at the end of the day, I want to say thank you for encouraging Rob, for letting him know that what we're doing matters, what he's doing has importance, and that tomorrow does not have to be defined by his yesterday. That
Thanks, dude.
appreciate it, Albert.
Oh my God.
Thanks,
What a
Crash.
great day.
Appreciate you, buddy. And the reality is that young man, because of the skill set he has, is going to accomplish a lot. And the beautiful thing is, guys, I guarantee you this, he will never forget today. He checked a bunch of things off his bucket list today. The fact that he walked into the studio that I have here and was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. I love this. This is so amazing. He knows Choco Taco. He knows all the YouTubers that I watch. It's crazy to him that I know that guy, that we're a part of that community, that all of you guys are a part of that community. He's just blown away by all of that. And I just want to say thank you guys for not only hanging out and being an encouragement to him, but in sharing in his story and being a part of the next chapter of his story. So, guys, thank you very much. I will be back. I might do depends how many Discord messages I get. If we get 3 or 4 people that say, hey, I want to get involved with the Minecraft stream, I'll get you guys involved as quick as possible, get you all whitelisted so you can get going, so that when we fire up, it isn't just a green slate and we're all kicking off brand new. We'll try and get things going as quick as possible. So you might see me this week, but definitely next Monday I'll be back. Makes me happy to see a young man that is working towards turning his life around. Thank you. Yeah, no, thank you guys. This is what I get paid to do. And in this case, I would have done it for free. I mean, I'll be honest with you. He's not a traditional student in our program. This is someone that is probably 2 years older than our oldest students that we see, but this is somebody that definitely fits the exact model of what we do every day. So thank you all very much. Thank you to Linz for the amazing new transition screen between the scenes. I love it. Tell me you guys love it. I'll play it a couple times here. You guys tell me if you love it. I love it. Yeah. Linz took care of me, that's for sure. So, yeah, I love it. And if you need anything for your streams done, she can do all that stuff, emotes, all that kind of stuff. Appreciate all the compliments on the graphics and all that kind of stuff. And that's just like that. Crashing Adam says, great graphics. Appreciate it. You guys are always helpful when I post stuff in Discord and say, hey, what do you think? You guys are always give great feedback, and I appreciate your input. So again, thank you to Apex Hosting for the amazing Minecraft host, and you'll start seeing some graphics from them coming up on the stream here soon. And I will see all of you guys at least next Monday. And again, you want to be on the server, get me a Discord message ASAP so I can get you guys whitelisted. Thank you guys all again for the amazing blessings that you gave me today and for the amazing blessings you gave Rob in the gift of your time. So thank you guys. Hope you all have an amazing day. We'll see you soon.